Friends, now if you are one of those parents who has told your children that babies fall from heaven like stars, may God bless you. Because today we are going to be talking about laboring to bring forth our dreams and visions. And I'm going to be sharing with you some of my experiences when I escorted my mother friends to the labor ward to receive their children as they fell from heaven like stars. The labor ward experience is one of those most humbling experiences you can ever have. To just see mothers do whatever they can to give life to their babies, to bring forth their babies. And before I go further, I want to make a reference to my sharing on success when I mentioned and said that living a successful life is a result of living many successful days. And I believe that our success is going to be measured by our ability to fulfill to the details. Remember that our ability to fulfill to the detail every single instruction that the Lord has placed in our hearts. Whatever the Lord has put in your heart, if you can fulfill that, and that is going to be different, remember, because God gives different instructions to different people. But our ability to fulfill those instructions is going to determine whether or not we were successful. And so, like I said, since God gives these different instructions, for me, those instructions, that deposit of God's instruction in your heart is what I call a dream. And that is what I also call a vision. Because visions don't come from nowhere, they come from God Himself. And there may be some people who would be like, oh, but for me, I have never had a dream. I have never had a vision. I don't even know why I am living. Let me take you back a little bit to conception. When mothers are conceiving their babies, it is a private affair. And so if you want to be among the dreamers, to have your name registered among your dreamers, you need to create time. You need to create time with your God. Be very careful of being in public all the time, because the public reduces or minimizes your chances of conception. You know, conception is between you and God. If you can give Him time, you would be able to know what He is saying to you. I can't go in detail about conception and incubation because that's going to be a sharing for another time, but I want to say something else about conception. Just like it is when babies are conceived, there is a stage in their lives when they are too fragile to be exposed to third parties. And it's the same thing with our visions, because today we are going to talk about giving life or laboring to bring forth our dreams to reality. So our visions, there's a stage in our vision cycle or in their life when they are too fragile to be exposed to third parties. And so when you had your dream, be careful who you let, you even tell about it, to say, well, you guys, I actually have a dream about this. No. Why? Because you learn from Mary. The Bible speaks concerning Mary, that she put, after the angel had told her that you're going to give birth to the Savior, all those things. The Bible says she kept all these things in her heart and she pondered on them. So she did not go around telling people, hey, I have a dream, I'm going to give birth to the Messiah. No. And so you have to be careful, because some people make a mistake at that very stage of conception of dreams, and they expose them to wrong people, and that is how they die. Even before they are given shape, they just die from there. And so that is conception. But as you go through the conception and incubation time, you need to prepare your mind for delivery, because unlike conception and incubation, which are private affairs, delivery is a public thing. Why? Because the dream that you are going to bring forth is not only your own, it is for many people. Many people are going to benefit from your dream. Why? Because a dream or a vision is bigger than its vision bearer. A dream is bigger than it's the dreamer, and the vision is bigger than its vision bearer. Just like babies are bigger than their mothers. They may be young in terms of physical stature, but they are big. Why? Because when you bring forth a child, you have brought forth a generation. Look at yourself. When your mother, whatever you are, whether you are a lawyer, a businessman, a boda rider, you work in a salon, or you work in a bank, wherever you work, when your mother gave birth to you, she may not have known that she was giving birth to a person as big as you, and yet that's what she was giving birth to. So that's why I'm saying that your dream or your vision is bigger than you. That is why when time comes for it to be delivered, you must needs allow other people to come and participate in your dream. Why? Because the nature of delivery itself is tough. It is the most vulnerable moment for a dreamer and for a mother. Why? As you try to bring forth this thing, because the delivery time is you when you step forth to bring out something that has been growing and building at the inside of you. That is what I call delivery. When you have stepped forward, you've prayed and done everything, now you want to step forth and start that business, or to step forth and start that ministry, or to step forth and start that family, or whatever it is that you want to begin. That is delivery time. And because the business and the ministry and the vision you're trying to bring forth is bigger than you, it is trying to press forth, it wants to come out. Because you see, when a baby is due, no matter what you do, they will try to come out. Your vision is going to try to come out of you. And as it is trying to come out of you, it is actually clashing with you yourself. Why? Because you are not so strong to give it life. You need like God's help to bring it to life. And then also too, it is actually battling with your unbelief, where you're saying, can I really do this? And yes, it's saying, yes, I want to come out. Your unbelief, your faith is being tested, your physical strength is being tested, your mental strength is being tested, your baby wants to come out. And so that moment when your weakness is actually, you're getting weak, you are losing your strength, and you're saying, oh my God, I don't think I can bring forth this business. I don't think I can do this. The devil knows that is when you're fragile. And that's when he starts trying to attack. You remember the story in the book, about the Israelites. After Joseph had died, and the Bible said there arose a king who did not know Joseph. The Israelites were doing well, but he wanted to reduce their population by killing boys. And he knew that the best time to kill a boy child is at birth. It is not at conception. It is at that time when they are about to be unveiled to the world. And he tasked midwives and said, every time a Hebrew woman is going to give birth to a baby, when it's a boy, please kill them. Why? Because they knew that moment of delivery, the mother is too fragile and too weak to defend her baby. The baby is too young and too fragile to defend themselves. And the enemy is saying, I will kill that dream there and then. And so I hope you've never wondered why dreams die at their early stages of delivery. Family marriages fail in their first years. That is why when a marriage fails after 30 years, we get surprised. But when it fails after 2 years, we're like, Because somehow when the things are fragile, when the ministry is young, when you have served and worked in that church for 2 years, if it collapses, people won't get surprised. But if it has stood the test of time, you have already understood who your enemy is, you know the schemes of the evil, and you're not ignorant of them, and you know how to actually fight to live, to keep your vision alive. And so that delivery time is the time that I want us to be cautious about. It is the time which we are referring to give life to a living dream and watch it grow. Hezekiah the king in Isaiah chapter 37 actually experienced what I'm talking about. And he lamented in verse 3 and he said, children have come to birth, but there is no strength to bring them forth. Because that was when he was faced with the Assyrian king and he wanted to come and destroy Judah. And so he lamented. Because there is that moment when your dream is due, it wants to come out, but then there is no strength in you to bring it forth. And yet you see, your dream is alive in you, just like the baby is alive in the mother. Your dream is alive. And I want to tell you, your dream is valid. Whatever it is that the Lord has placed in your heart, it is valid. It is alive in you, but it must be given life through you. Delivery is a very important process. Why? Because the enemy knows that when your dream is inside of you, it has no impact. When it is still in your head or in your heart, it has no impact. In fact, the enemy doesn't care if you could just stop at dreaming. He will not have a problem with it. Because if you were dreaming of beginning a school and you never began a school, there will be no school and there will be no child and there will be no impact. And the devil has no problem with it. And so because he tries to stop us from getting to the point of delivering or bringing forth our dreams. Because there will be a point where God's will is done. Not God's will. There's a difference between God's will being wished on earth as it is in heaven and God's will being done on earth as it is in heaven. And so once God has given you a dream and deposited it at the inside of your heart, that is his will being known. So it needs to be done. And every single day we pray and we say, may your will be done. So that vision that God has placed in your heart, that dream that God has placed in your heart, it needs to be done. We need to get ready for delivery to bring forth our babies. And so if you are a dreamer, there are certain things that I want you to keep in mind or to bear in mind if you want to give forth to a living dream and watch it grow. Because not everyone is a dreamer, but if you are a person who has a vision or you're planning to actually go to God and get visions, there are things that I would love you to keep in mind. Number one, I want you to make sure that when time comes and you are laboring to bring forth your dream, that you are laboring with the right thing. Labor with the right thing. It takes us to conception because you cannot labor with something, you cannot bring forth something that you did not conceive. And you see, that is the problem. Sometimes we want to give birth to dreams, but we never took time to conceive them. We never created an environment for God to deposit ideas in our hearts. And so when you see someone beginning a business, someone beginning a ministry, also you're like, where do people get these dreams from? So you need to make sure you're laboring with the right thing. At the time time of conception, be very sure, weigh your dream and your vision against God's word and be sure that it is the right thing for you to really be giving birth to at this particular point in time. So labor with the right thing, that is vision. Number 2, labor in the right place, location and environment. Labor in the right place. I have come to realize that God works in terms of location and time and location. And so you need to be sure that you do not give birth to your child or to your vision in the wrong location. Do not go to the jungle to give birth to a human baby, because already we know that delivery time is very fragile. It is very delicate for the mother, for you the dreamer, and for the baby that you're going to give birth to. So you don't want to bring the baby to an environment that is too harsh for him or for her to flourish, for your vision to flourish. In the jungle, there are carnivorous animals, there are man-eaters, there are these animals that are waiting to eat you and eat your baby. And so you need to make sure that before you give forth your dream, you have prayed and you know that you are in the right location. If there is a good support system for you to give your dream life. You see, mothers don't, the reason why they go to hospital is because in the hospital, there is already a support system to help them give life to their babies. And so it's the same with your dream. Talk to God. Let him guide you on the best place to go to give life to your dream. If your dream is supposed to be given birth to in Arua, then you're going to have to locate to Arua and leave Kampala, because when you give birth to an Arua dream in Kampala, Kampala may not be a conducive environment for it to flourish, and your dream may not even be relevant in Kampala. And so some of you watching me, you might now start reconsidering relocation from where you are to where you need to be for you to be able to give birth to your dream. And of course, you will need God's guidance as far as that is concerned. The other point that I want to talk to us about is be sure that you are laboring with the right company. Labor with the right people, which is company. Let me tell you a story. I have a friend, I have friends of mine, some family, a couple who are friends of mine, and every time they are going to deliver their babies, when I say that, it sounds like they have very many, they have enough, but every time my friend is going to labor, the husband picks me up and I go with them to the labor ward. Now, for the first times of being in our labor ward, her husband would act like a boy. Like every time we would reach that, he would keep coming to me and saying, Mama, do you want to send me? Mama, no, Mama, do you want to send me somewhere? Send me. And so he was like so sendable. Yet in other normal circumstances, not like so obedient. Whatever you would tell him, he would do. And when I would say, no, I don't have anything that I need, he would create. He would say, let me go and bring for you people something to drink. He drives, he goes to bring something to drink. Let me go and bring for you lunch. He would be driving and sending himself everywhere. For me, I thought, this guy. Until one time, when they were going to give birth to their third boy, and then my friend went into labor in the middle of the night, like at 1 a.m. I was at their house, and so we rushed to the hospital. When we reached the hospital, my friend's husband came to me and said, Mama, do you want to send me? Imagine, at 1 a.m. in the night, he's like, do you want to send me for anything? I said, no, we brought everything that we needed. When I told him that I didn't have anything to send him for, he disappeared, like literally, he disappeared. His wife asked me where he was, and I went to the corridors, I looked for him, I couldn't find him, he disappeared. So I went in with my friend and we labored for hours. The moment my friend gave birth, her husband resurfaced. He was like a magician. He literally resurfaced. So I went to him and I said, hey, where had you gone? He whispered in my ears and he said, Mama, sincerely, me, I cannot stand being in the labor ward. So he was honest with me. He made me understand that he was the worst company to have in the labor ward. And yet some people are not that honest. So you're going to be very careful, if you are a dreamer, to be careful who you bring in the labor ward, because some people are not good company for your vision and for your dream. And so bear in mind, do not labor with people who are not in labor. Let me say it again. If you want to give your dream life, do not try to have your dream amongst people who have no dream. Do not share with your vision with visionless people. Because from the Bible teaching and from my even own personal walks and experiences, I have understood that visionless people kill visions. Someone who has no vision will ably, intentionally or unintentionally, kill your vision. You remember Joseph's story when he was dreaming and had these visions, big visions? His brothers who did not have a vision tried to kill him because of his vision. It's the same thing with David. When David wanted, when he came to bring food to his brothers on war, and then he found Goliath and he got this vision of, I think I can kill this man, the first person to discourage him was his brother. And so do not labor with people who have no vision. Do not share your vision with visionless people, even if they are family or friends. As long as they have no vision, it doesn't matter. Because a stranger who is able to help you bring your vision to life is better than a family member who is going to kill it for you. So do not labor with people who have no vision. The second thing is beware of idle people in the labor world. You know idle people? These people who call themselves neutral, who they don't care whether your dream lives or dies. They don't care whether the business... No, as far as laboring is concerned, there is no room for neutrality. It's either someone is for you or against you. And so people who pretend to be neutral, please do not labor with them. In fact, keep them far from your child, from your dream, and from yourself. These people have ears, they have eyes. They stand in the labor ward and watch. They are recording gossip in their head. They are looking at you struggling. They want to mock you. They are like, yeah, man, why can't you just give up? You remember Lot's wife when he told him, curse God and die? You know, these are idle people. So do not bring them close to your dream. People who pretend that they don't care, they actually have no dream of their own. They are looking at you. They don't understand your pain. They don't understand. So they will make fun of your pain as you're trying to bring forth your child. So beware of idle people. Idle people are very dangerous. They do not know how much you've waited. They do not know how much you have labored or endured to start this particular thing that you have started. That's why they don't find shame in laughing and mocking at you when they see you struggling. Those are idle people. Beware of them. Keep them far from you. Idle people who have no vision. Because let me tell you, for me, I believe that anybody on earth should have a vision. Our visions may be different, our dreams may be different, but we should have dreams or visions. Even if your dream or my dream is to support other people's dreams, that itself is a dream. But people who have no dream, please, those are idle people. Keep them away. These are the kind of people who you leave at your shop and you say, please watch my shop, let me go downtown and do some shopping. The moment you leave, he closes the shop and goes to watch football. These are people you live with your 9-month-old baby and you go to work. You come back in the evening and they have not fed your baby from morning. They have starved your baby. The baby is almost dying. So beware of them. Do not bring them close to your miracle because, like I said, they have no idea what this thing means to you anyway. They don't know how much you would lose if your business collapsed because they have never owned one. They have never dreamt of owning one. So if they rain it to the ground, they don't care because they have no idea. So do not bring idle people and people who have no dreams close to your businesses, to your visions. What you need to do is associate and labor with people who are in labor. Dream with fellow dreamers. Even if their dreams are different, but at least they are dreaming. Dream with them. We need to learn, even from the labor with the mothers, when you go there and you're pregnant, all mothers pretend like they were born of the same woman. Whichever help you need, if you need porridge and the other one has, they share, they do the same. Why? Because they are trying to support each other. They understand what they are going through. They understand how much they've all been waiting. They wouldn't want any of them to lose their baby. Even in that, when you go downtown and you see hawkers, our roadside hawkers, they will be selling different things, but they are able to warn each other. If KCCA is coming, they warn each other. Their visions are different, but they are supporting each other. So labor with fellow dreamers. Dream with fellow dreamers. Have, company of vision people who have visions. Because let me tell you, when someone has a vision, they can never tell you to give up on your own. And these are the kind of people you may not like because sometimes they push you too hard. The moment you say, I am giving up, they are like, well, they can even slap you. They say, no, you can't give up. Why? Because they understand how much this dream means to you and they are ready to support you. Have a supportive system of people. Because when you have the right people, even if you gave birth to a baby in the jungle, they will kill the animals to make sure that your dream remains alive. When you have the right people, at your least moment, they will be your strength. And if you die, I say die. Yes, if you die in the process of giving birth to your dream, because like mothers die sometimes giving birth, even some people die trying to give life to their dreams. But these people, when you have the right company of people, like I said, remember I said your dream is bigger than you. So if you die, it doesn't mean that your dream has to die with you. These people will give it life and support it to grow. That is the beauty of having the right company of people. People who will support you and give life to your dream. And when you succeed, your success and your victory, they celebrate it like it is your own. So associate yourself with the right people if you want to give life to your dreams. Keep away the wrong ones, bring the right ones close. Even if they are strangers, bring them close because what you need is to see your dream come to life and live alive. The last point is be willing and ready to pay the price. Be willing, because let me tell you, everything comes at a cost. When you look at the way mothers suffer to bring birth to children, it should give you an idea how much you're going to have to suffer to give life to your dream. Your dreams don't come, they don't fall from heaven like they tell us and they come. That is what mothers tell babies, but that's not what happens. It's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost you your money. It's going to cost you it might even cost you your life. But for me, I don't care. You would rather die trying to bring forth your dream, or to die for your dream, than live for nothing. You'd rather die as a visionary than live as an idle person. Because when you die, your dream will outlive you. And so it may cost you your life, but whatever it costs you, be strong and be willing to actually pay the price to watch your dream come alive. It is going to be a painful process. It may shame and embarrass you. Mothers don't care about embarrassment. They do anything they need to do to give their lives, to give their babies lives. You have to be willing. If it means walking in the rain, if it means living in a humble place, if it means just being abused by someone and you just keep your mouth shut, if that's what you need to do to give life to your dream, friends, you need to do that. When I talk about be willing to pay the price, some of us have sick dreams. Like, you look at your vision and it needs to be taken to intensive care. Some of my dreams, by the way, I have had to take them to intensive care unit. You're like, this child is going to die and you need to take it to intensive care unit. What is intensive care unit? Prayer. Go back to where you conceived your dream from and talk to God about it. If your dream and your vision is at the verge of collapsing, if it is at the verge of dying, please take it to God in prayer. Don't allow your baby to die. When you are still alive, that is why you see mothers will go all the way when their child is sick to make sure that at least the child is treated. Even if they have a complicated sickness, they won't give up. So if you are a dreamer, like I said, sometimes you'll find that you have placed your dream in the wrong environment, and you have placed your child in a jungle and animals have kind of bitten off one arm. Don't give up on your dream. Take it to intensive care unit. Intensive care unit is in the hands of God. Pray for your visions, pray for your dreams. And even when they are not sick, when they are okay, sustain them in prayer, because that is what God wants them to do. And of course, after God has given you victory and your dream is alive and it is living, then you need to go back and strengthen other people. You need to go back and help other mothers, other dreamers who are struggling. Give them your testimony, encourage them, tell them they too can make it, share with them how you made it to your own. Do not be selfish, because your victory is everybody else's victory. And so, once your dream has been given life, then don't just sit back. Share that dream and that vision with other people, and God is going to be very happy with you. So in this world of dreaming and this world of dreamers, I pray that when we all cross over, we will turn back and strengthen our brothers, because you see, out of your pain is going to come your praise. Whatever it is that you're battling to bring forth, endure, bring it forth, and you will be very happy and proud of yourself that you did. And so here is the summary of it. Dreamers must make sure that they are laboring, or they are giving birth to something right. They should labor with the right thing. Dreamers should labor in the right place, location. Dreamers should labor with the right people, company. And dreamers must be willing and ready to pay the price. If you can do that, you will not regret why you are here on earth, because every single day you will be living for a purpose.